All right, welcome to Buying Gold Coast. This is a deep dive episode. So, in today's episode, I'm actually going to break down. Well, not many people know this, but the Gold Coast is fast becoming one of the country's most expensive places to holiday. So, we're going to break down not only the what, but also the why and how this could potentially help you as a buyer right now on the Gold Coast. So, Gold Coast becoming more and more expensive to holiday. It was actually an article I seen from Channel 9 and actually seen it on like Sky News as well. And I thought this could be a good topic because there could be two listeners tuning into this right now. Number one is the everyday buyer who might be already living on the Gold Coast. I want to try and provide value for you to try and find what this means to you as a potential buyer. I think it's actually really positive. So I'll talk on that. And number two is for maybe the person who's interested in the Gold Coast, whether it's to buy or holiday, I want to try and add value to you on like what to expect as well, because you may be wanting to holiday here, you tune into the show. Some of this stuff could be important as well. So fact number one, at the Gold Coast right now, they're sitting at around a 70 to 80% occupancy rates across the city. So what that means is for every, I guess, available short-term accommodation right now in terms of hotels and motels and things like that across the Gold Coast, if you think of all of those dwellings right now available to go on holiday, 70 to 80% of them, I think it was 72 to be exact, is occupied. So only leaves really like 20 to 25% available out there. So, which is crazy. So what I just want to highlight first and foremost is supply and demand. So number one is more and more people are holidaying here. So that statistic right there gives true to the fact that more and more people are holidaying on the Gold Coast right now. So why this matters. Number one, if you're a buyer right now, just know your city is attractive. Like people want to holiday here. What I've noticed is there's a huge uplift from people holidaying to buying. And that isn't always people buying to live. You wouldn't believe how many people buy holiday homes here on the Gold Coast. So that fact right there is telling me that there will be more people buying holiday homes here on the Gold Coast. So if you're a buyer right now, knowing that those holiday home buyers could potentially be your competition when you're going out in the marketplace. A lot of their buying strategy as well, there's an element of investment, but it's a lot more emotional. So what that tells me as well is that, hey, they're happy to pay market value, if not above, to secure an asset that they're going to use for emotional purchases. They're going to use it for their family around Christmas and Easter time are really popular ones on the Gold Coast. And they're going to use it to potentially let their, sons and daughters and grandparents stay with them. So when you put that into the fact of like, it's not so much an investment for them. It's a lifestyle choice. So competing with those sorts of buyers is pretty tough because, again, just from working with a lot of holiday home buyers, they're driven not so much on making money, but to make their lifestyle work for their dreams and goals for the family. It's also a bit of a trophy too. If you're a business owner out there or you're someone high up and you've got to a privileged position in life now where you can afford a holiday home, it's a bit of a trophy for you. Instead of having a trophy in your trophy cabinet, hey, I've got a holiday home on the Gold Coast that I visit 2 to 3 times a year and I let my friends and family use it. Like people are putting high significance on owning a holiday home on the Gold Coast. So as I said, the more people that travel here to try it and, they holiday here, a lot of those holiday makers do turn into buyers eventually. That's number one. Number two is the clear sign that demand is still strong. So why I feel this is really important to the everyday buyer is that supply and demand is the highest of the highest level of property economics. So less things available, more people wanting it. Unfortunately, supply and demand, prices will still go up. So this, I guess, is highlighting, do I feel prices will go up just based purely on supply and demand? I do feel so. And you would have listened to a previous episode. We had Jason Pate Design, I a few weeks back. So listen to that one if you haven't already. But we spent around 2 to 3 minutes just unpacking just general supply and demand. Unfortunately, on the Gold Coast, we got ocean to the east, hinterland to the west. We've got no green space to the north and south. So what's available is what's available. Unfortunately, our migration levels have nearly doubled. So that's people moving here. But we definitely haven't doubled the amount of supply available. So unfortunately, more people moving here, less things available, price is going to continue to rise. So again, with people moving here, with people holidaying so much, it's going to only push it up even more. The same, I guess, fundamentals on property economics can be applied to the hotel game and the motel game, I guess. Again, when you're looking at 70 to 80% occupancy, more and more people moving to holiday here, unfortunately, the less things available, the prices to stay a night on the Gold Coast will increase as well. So again, if you're a potential buyer on the Gold Coast or, a future Gold Coast buyer, prices will still be strong because the demand is high. And if you're a future, I guess, holiday maker coming to the Gold Coast, unfortunately, we just don't have the holiday stock available right now to house the amount of people that want to holiday here. One thing that I will add, though, is I feel there's a pipeline coming. So this is a bit of good news, I feel, if you are a holiday maker. Around Broadbeach, there was about 6 or 7 cranes I counted the other day. Mermaid, Burleigh, and Palm Beach are probably the key ones I'm observing from afar, that I'm talking there's some serious cranes up in the air. You only have to look left and right and you'll see some. Not all of those buildings will be in the holiday pool, but a lot of them are. So will there be more supply? Yes, there will. So what that will do is kind of ease up, I feel, potentially the prices to holiday here on the Gold Coast, which, will be a great sign. Last point is, if you are a future Gold Coast buyer, right, this is a common one, just be wary of buying into stock. And again, I've got my investor hat on here. Like, this is if I wanted to get something with capital growth, it's going to serve me well over the long term. I'd be very wary of buying into sort of holiday home stock or like, I guess, high-rise kind of stock, if that makes sense. So when people think of holiday stock on the Gold Coast, think high-rises, think pool areas. There's jacuzzis and hot tubs, and then there's, elevators. There's multiple sort of barbecue facilities, could be a tennis court, things like that. Those sorts of, I guess, properties or those like blocks of units, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, just be super wary, because there is more supply of those coming. So if I was in a position where I've got some lazy equity, or I wanted to buy, my first investment on the Gold Coast, I'd just be very wary of the holiday home type stock. I'd actually do the opposite and try to buy into more your lower density sort of blocks. If you can't afford a house, I'd be really focusing on what I like to call like land to asset ratio. So some of those holiday home sort of stock buildings, they're you could be buying into one of 100, one of 120, one of even 80, quite big blocks. Really, for our investors, we've seen huge advantages buying in blocks of only maybe 8 or less, 6 or less. Good land component, good location, these sort of older style brick walk-ups. A lot of those are more owner-occupier driven. So you're not getting too many like holiday makers in there, because you can't holiday let in a lot of them. So they would be my pick if you were a buyer looking to, I guess, get some capital growth over the next coming years. But if you're a holiday home buyer, again, we're looking purely emotional. Just know there are some cool buildings on the rise. There is some more supply coming, so that will ease up things. And just know some of these newer buildings as well, I've been through some of them. I'm talking things like wellness facilities now. So, spas and ice baths within the same facilities, they're all really well located. Some of them, like the new Mondrian in Burleigh, like it's got like a really highly rated restaurant within the same building, parking facilities, pools. It's got everything you need for a great holiday home on the Gold Coast. So definitely stay tuned for some of those buildings. They will pop up. But right now, I'm recording this sort of coming into September on the Gold Coast right now in 2025. Unfortunately, do I feel holiday homes and hotels, motels will decrease? I can't see it, but I would predict after the Christmas period and New Year period on the Gold Coast, I'd say coming into maybe after Easter 2026, by the time some of these cranes and all those buildings are complete, we may see a stagnant, if not a potential drop in price. Potentially. Again, don't take my word for it, purely an observation. So hopefully this episode has just given you a bit of a perspective. That's what it did for me. When I heard all these articles come out, I actually didn't even realize we are one of the most expensive cities to holiday in. I'm also keen to hear if you are a future buyer or a holiday maker, send me a message. Like I'm super keen. Will the prices going up, let me know if that's going to impact you holidaying on the Gold Coast. Like, are you someone who is trying to, you holiday more on a budget and now you're seeing the Gold Coast is too expensive? Maybe that may impact prices in the future. I don't know. So if you have got an opinion on this, I'm definitely keen to hear your thoughts. Or maybe you're someone who has got a holiday home on the Gold Coast right now. Let me know. How's the occupancy on it? Is it always rented out or is it vacant a lot of time? I'm just more so reporting on what's making news and headlines out in the Gold Coast. That's what these deep dive episodes are all around. Hopefully giving you perspective what's happening on the Gold Coast right now. So as always, appreciate your feedback every ep. If you found any value in this episode, share it with a friend. It really helps the show get to greater heights and get it to different audiences. And most of all, if you are someone looking to buy on the Gold Coast, just back yourself. The key ability right now is to make sure you're getting in the market before getting priced out. It is still very hot. It's very strong. So make sure you're doing all the things, getting a great team around you, and you'll come out with great results.